Physics is everywhere in volleyball. This applies to Newton's third law because as the player runs, jumps, or walks, the floor is producing an equal and opposite force in reaction to the player's force on the ground.
When a ball is served, it is contacted at such an angle with a certain amount of force so that it can travel from one side of the court over the net and contact the other side. But how much force is needed for it to make it over the net?
That was so high.
Now we're going to find the acceleration of the ball using the equation d equals 1/2 at squared. So the distance of Chloe's serve was 17 meters in 1.28 seconds.
Waiting around through ups and downs, waiting on something to happen. I just said,
we're gonna have a good day, and all my homies gonna ride today.
That's right.
And all these mommies look fly today, and all we wanna do is get by today. Hey, we're gonna have a good day, and ain't nobody gotta cry today. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna die today. Save that drama for another day. Hey, we're gonna have a good day.
Now that we've found the acceleration of the weight of the ball, we can calculate the force that Chloe applied to make it over the net by using the equation.
Hairline fresh, new cologne on, feeling so good, change the colors to my phone. Orange Kool-Aid, go good with Patron. Oh no, hell no, boy. Still my ringtone, free car wash, had to clean up the Dodge. Get back when I can, just playing my part. Church folks had a fish fry, mustard, hot sauce, light bread, and French fries. Love for the big guy, hit the park, boys showing off the hops, nappy roots on the radio.
There are 5 rules for projectiles. A projectile maintains a constant horizontal velocity. A projectile maintains a constant vertical acceleration of negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Horizontal and vertical motion can be considered completely independent of each other. For a projectile starting and ending at the same height, the time it takes for it to reach the highest point is the same as the time it takes for it to fall from the highest point. Objects dropped from a moving vehicle have the same velocity as the moving vehicle. When a player sets the ball, she controls the amount of force exerted on the ball and the angle at which it is released. When the ball is released, it gains potential energy until it reaches its maximum height. As gravity acts on the ball, the energy transfers from potential to kinetic, and the ball increasingly gains kinetic energy as it falls back down. The shape of the ball's path is a parabola.
A major part of defense in volleyball is blocking. This is when the opposing team tries to jump up at the same time as the hitter and deflect the ball from coming over. This applies to Newton's first law, stated that an object in motion stays in motion until acted upon by a force equal to or greater than. As the blocker goes up, she spreads her hands, minimizing the area in which the hitter can hit the ball. Once the ball makes contact with her hands, the force changes direction and goes back to the other side.
A strong hit is one of the most important aspects of volleyball. The location of the hit all depends on the angle the ball was hit at and the force applied. Another key factor of hitting is hang time, which depends on the vertical distance of the player's jump. Hang time is the amount of time that your body is in the air. When players tuck in their legs during their jump, it makes the hang time appear longer because it changes the center of mass. But actually, Maya's hang time is the same for both of these jumps.
Sometimes your opponent hits a ball so fast that you don't have time to get there with your feet. Like that was a very quick time. So you have to dive to get the ball.
When you dive to the floor, there are 4 factors involved: force, velocity, acceleration, and friction. Your body moves forward at a certain velocity, hits the floor with a certain force, and the friction of your body against the floor affects the acceleration, causing you to stop.
Does that?
Now we're going to measure the acceleration.